Every leader gets to a point where the same old answers just don't cut it anymore. Today, we're going to tackle that exact problem, how you can move past the obvious and start making truly strategic decisions, all by adopting a creative mindset.
So think about it. When was the last time you were really up against a wall with a tough problem? Did you feel like you were just spinning your wheels, cycling through the same tired solutions, trying to find one fresh idea?
Now what if in that same moment, instead of feeling trapped, you could suddenly see a whole landscape of new possibilities? Imagine going from just 2 or 3 options to, say, a dozen really innovative ones. How would that feel?
And that brings us to a really important question for your career. Is creative thinking actually part of your professional toolkit? Because let's be honest, in today's world, it's not just a nice-to-have skill anymore. It's pretty much a requirement for anyone who wants to lead effectively.
The thing is, in this crazy competitive world we're in, the old methods just aren't working. Relying on those standard, cookie-cutter answers is like trying to open a new smart lock with an old, rusty key. It just doesn't work. And the cost of standing still? It's higher than it's ever been.
I mean, look at this. This really lays out the 2 paths every one of us faces. On one side, you have standard thinking, which kind of boxes you in with the same old choices and repetitive answers. But on the other side, a strategic mindset blows all of that wide open. You get imaginative solutions and uncover opportunities that, frankly, other people just don't see.
So, the big question is, how do we get from that left side over to the right? Well, it's all about making what we call the creative mind shift. This is the key. This is how you unlock genuinely innovative solutions to your toughest challenges. And this really gets to the heart of it. Creativity isn't some random lightning bolt of inspiration you have to wait for. Nope, it's a deliberate process for generating options. The truth is, every single problem has multiple answers, and creativity is the skill you build to go find them.
So when we say creative decision-making, what are we actually talking about? Well, think of it as a structured way to systematically expand how you think. It's about training your brain to push past those usual limits so you can spot the hidden value and the opportunities nobody else is seeing. And the best part is, this isn't just theory. It's a skill you can actually learn, step by step. Let's walk through what a structured path to mastering this looks like. Specifically, a 2-day program designed to teach you the art of creative problem solving from the ground up.
So, how do you actually build a skill like this? Well, a really solid approach breaks it down into 5 key stages. You start by mastering a structured process, something like DMAEC, to define and solve problems. Then it's about understanding our own brains, the shortcuts and biases that can totally trip us up. From there, you learn how to harness neuroscience, you activate your creativity, and finally, you learn how to roll out your ideas for maximum impact.
All right, so day 1 is all about building your foundation. This is where we roll up our sleeves and you get your hands on the practical, tangible tools you need to dissect any problem with total confidence.
And inside this toolkit are some seriously powerful frameworks. For instance, Pareto analysis, the 80-20 rule? This helps you zero in on the 20% of causes that are creating 80% of the problems. It saves so much time and energy. Or there's the fishbone diagram, which lets you map out every single potential cause of a problem, making sure you're solving the real issue, not just putting a bandage on a symptom. These are the tools that turn big goals into clear, strategic action.
Then we move on to day 2. Once that foundation is solid, this is where we unlock your creative potential. This is where you learn how to generate ideas that are truly groundbreaking.
Day 2 is really where the switch flips. We actually use neuroscience to help you intentionally break your old thinking patterns. You'll master the real rhythm of creativity. First, using divergent thinking to just generate a massive flood of new ideas. No filter, no judgment. Then, you shift gears and use convergent thinking to analyze, refine, and pick the most powerful, actionable solutions from that huge creative pool.
So what's the whole point of this journey? The ultimate goal is for you to completely master your decisions. It's about a fundamental shift in perspective, going from just reacting to problems to proactively creating opportunities.
So, what does that actually look like when you're done? Well, it means you're making truly effective decisions with confidence. It means thinking outside the box isn't some special occasion. It becomes your new default setting. And ultimately, it means you'll dramatically increase your strategic value to your whole organization. And you might be wondering, who is this for? Well, it's for anyone who's ready to lead. It doesn't matter if you're a first-line supervisor, middle manager, or a senior executive. If you're facing challenges and you want to learn how to solve them creatively, this is for you.
At the end of the day, this is the promise. It's about empowering you to think differently, to move beyond what everyone else is doing, and to apply real, genuine creativity every single time you have a decision to make.
So, it all comes down to this one last question for you. Are you ready to stop just reacting to today's problems and start creating tomorrow's opportunities? Are you ready to lead that change?